Oh yeah, we've got Black Cat actually, I think does it pretty well. We're sitting at a table, starving for good narrative content, and Blizzard is putting out printed pictures of delicious meals on our plates as we beg. It's that thing, yeah.
Yep.
I want the narrative content that I can play and experience where it really feels like my character, and just a lot of the lessons from, you know, there's learning lessons from other MMOs, there's also learning lessons from other genres and other games. There's a lot that could be done there. And it's just that thing of, it's the difference of your player character's investment in what's going on that is so different between WoW and FF in terms of the storytelling minutia. And that's why to Black Cat, it's like, it's a picture of a meal, but it's not satisfying because that deep connection between you, the player, and that story hasn't really been mechanically fostered as much. So there's a lot there. And I would just say UX design is extremely important. There is a reason why, I mean, just UX, it is so key. Bad UX is the number one way to, not the number one, it's one of the best ways to squander, to squander work that is done in terms of design and content is bad UX.
Yeah, that hits me every time I read every time I read any quest text, I'm like, oh, that's like the actual events gone here are kind of cool. But I imagine the same been done in FF. I'm like, oh yeah, this would have taken twice as long and been really well delivered. So it's like the content is fine, it's just the presentation's wrong.
Get the add-on immersion.
Yeah, it's like the bit from Ardenweald. The bit from Ardenweald where the one has the mask and it gets, you have to kill them. That was like, if I had not been in, I am in speed leveling mode because this is the game I'm in, just, brain off, music off, sound off, hit Wake of Ashes, spam Divine Storm till everything's dead. If I wasn't in that mode, if the game was more, here is a quest line, please enjoy this quest line, then that would have actually been emotionally resonant rather than me going, was that not my friend? Oh well, whatever.
Yeah. We've got from Mist Inferno, who said, even if Blizz wants to make Sylvanas the face of WoW, she's done so much bullshit, even if she's half a soul at the moment, it'd be impossible to make the player base at large want that. And that's just in response to, of course, when we were talking about Sylvanas and all that stuff. Yeah, dude, that's it. Like, Sylvanas has done so much that in so many ways has been violating players' emotions and investment in the game. Like Sylvanas burning Teldrassil, like if you're somebody who's like, you played a Night Elf from day one, you're gonna have some feelings about that, and if you don't feel like it's being paid off properly in the game or being represented as much as you would like, you're gonna be like, well, so yeah, it's. I think a lot of the player base, one way or another, just wants to be past the Sylvanas era, and it's funny that They did that with Sylvanas in Legion, and people are like, "Oh, cool! It's really nice to see Sylvanas be back. Look, she's doing some cool things. She's really cool in this cinematic." And then from that cinematic, you're like, "Oh, look, she's fighting all heroically with with Varian. There's a mutual respect and all that jazz going on." And there's all those cool moments with Vol'jin that turns out actually those moments were not as was cinematically, they use the language of cinema, playing that straight, even though that was not their intention, which it's like, what are you playing, jiu-jitsu or storytelling? And I think for a lot of people that's been the thing with Sylvanas, and they're just at that stage where they're just like, man, I'm done.
Yeah, I like when you were talking about that Night Elf stuff, I actually literally got really salty. So I'm just thinking, why did Night Elf characters not have a completely unique quest line for like half an hour or an hour after that, dealing with the aftermath of that as Night Elves? Why? I mean, we know why, but that would have been doing any justice to any of it. But they just went, well, we have to have the same content for everyone, so we can't do that. Same reason Heritage Armor stuff takes forever, because not everyone will do it. And it's just like, again, this I feel like if I don't want to keep going on about it, but I feel like if the FF team had did that, they would have paid attention to that. They wouldn't have had to because of how they've set up the story, but I feel like they would have went, well, this is a massive moment for these characters, so they're going to sit here and deal with this.
Actually, I don't 100% know if that is the book that I'm looking at right now, but
what is it?
Have you read A Good War?
Good War, is that even a book? Is that not
It's a novella.
Is it not? online only? Or?
No, it's the novella. Well, it is online, but it came
Okay.
in the collector's edition of BFA.
Oh, right.
As
No, I don't-
printed
I don't
book
think I
with
have.
Some really nice art.
I don't think I have.
The War of Thorns,
Hmm.
as presented in that book, is all fucking cool.
Yeah.
The War of Thorns, as presented in game, was lame and embarrassing
Yeah.
because it
was
looked
awful.
hacked together in no time.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It was awful,
Hmm.
and like they burnt fucking Teldrassil for that.
Yeah.
That's been like Night Elves' homes for all of these years in game,
and the Worgen's adoptive home.
and the Worgen's adoptive home, and they killed it off in like 2 15-minute fucking terrible quest lines that just felt so lazy.
Yeah.
You're like, how is a player going to respect what you're doing with the narrative when you could not even be bothered? I know that's going to, what Taryn just said in
Yeah.
that tweet, but like when it gets that level of player investment, it's like if you cannot do it in a way where it feels like you have given it the care and attention it deserves, it will feel half-assed. And whether
Yeah.
you put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into it or not, it won't do its job. People will feel bad, and you will have violated that so very important contract with your players
Yeah.
of respect, of quid pro quo.
Yeah.
And it ain't. Yeah. So that's just the deal with Sylvanas. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. They've and man, I'll tell you, the most fucking crazy part of the WoW fandom. See those Sylvanas fans? I mean, hey, there's loads of Sylvanas fans who are just like, yeah, I like Sylvanas. It's fun. She's like our edgy queen. Look at all the things she does. Hell yeah. For the. But then there are Sylvanas fans who take it so far it actually feels unhinged.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of unhinged. Yeah.
It's like, wow, just because you're in a fandom for a character doesn't mean you actually get to act like that character. That is crazy. Uh-oh. Oh, man.
Brutal.